Starting just recapping the game and the win over Clemson. Very proud of our team and our staff, and thankful to them for their ability to commit and reinvest in spite of the failure we had the previous game. And disappointment coming out of the Duke game would be the biggest understatement ever for me. And so we had a very heartfelt, transparent meeting as a team, as a staff after that loss. And to me, winning or losing matters, but what matters a lot to me is how hard we play and how hard we fight and how tough we are and how dedicated we are to the team that you chose to be on, that you chose to coach. And so I thought this week was a great response. And our identity at this school is about playing hard, playing tough, and playing together. And I'm proud of the guys, the way they did that for 4 quarters. They put it on tape, and we played clean, on top of it. And just +2 turnover margin, 0 pre-snap penalties on offense or defense. And defensively, gave up 0 explosive plays for scores. Kids battled and fought and believed, and they showed grit. And we're learning and we're growing, and there's a lot to work on, a lot we need to get better at, but it was great improvement and meaningful. On offense, I thought, obviously KC is a huge spark, very explosive player. It's impressive to me. I can't say enough about how he's able to do so much as a freshman, to play in the slot. And this offense is a lot. There's a lot goes on in there. And Robert's offense as a slot receiver, but then to be able to get into the backfield and run the football, to be able to go outside and play the way he did. I thought, overall, we played hard, played together, played against a good defense. And although we didn't have as many points as we wanted, we played cleaner, we played harder. We didn't beat ourselves with pre-snap things and drops, things like that. Didn't have a drop until that last drive. And obviously that did hurt us there. We capitalized in the red zone. Negatives, gave up too many plays in the backfield that we can correct. And they were in our backfield 8 times. We were in theirs 9. So you had 2 defenses really getting after it that way. I think just being more efficient, getting more first downs, being efficient on the plays that gain us the 4 yards or more. Defensively, 2 takeaways and a 4th down stop at the end. Constantly pressured their quarterback and played in their backfield a lot. Didn't give up an explosive for score, and Peyton Wilson's touchdown was a expletive, great play. I think Peyton's playing better than anybody in college football at his position, and he's obviously a spark, and he's fine. Excited about the news on him. He was sore after the game, but good news, and he'll be back this week. Defensive negatives, there's just, you get into coverage situations, there's always route concepts and things you can play better, and down the field, intermediate, underneath. And so we'll continue to work on different things with our guys. And we had some guys out of position. Once Peyton went down, we moved some guys around at linebacker, and so they were playing not out of position, but playing where they hadn't practiced some of those schemes, and I think that showed up a little bit. But really impressed just with how hard we played. On special teams, Braden continues to kick the ball well, and Colin Smith 100% on touchbacks. On kickoff, they had 0 return yards, which against Clemson, as we know, isn't easy to do. They always have talented returners. I thought Anthony Smith emerged as a missile on our SWAT team, had a really nice play covering a punt. So, excited about the win and thankful, to get a win like that on homecoming for my 100th meant a lot, just personally, and thank the team and staff for that. I do think in the post game, regarding my comments, I felt, it was very important to stand up for our program and for our team. And I do feel that duty and that responsibility as a head coach. And in the moment, my feelings were very raw and authentic. And I have great respect for Steve Smith. After the game, he texted me and sent me a video congratulating me on the win. And as a man, I thank him for that. It takes a lot of humility to do stuff like that, and I know he was not trying to disrespect our program, even though that's how I felt. And I appreciate him for that. And, invited him to come down and spend time anytime he wants. And hopefully he'll do that, come be on our sideline. He's a great player for the Panthers, great player for Utah, and a great representative of the game. And I think him being on our sideline, feeling the energy of our fan base would be awesome. So hopefully we'll get that done. Furthermore, as I stated in my press conference after the game, NC State has a lot of great sports, and football is one of them. And supporting my program and doing that was my intentions, and that's what I was doing, standing up for a football team. And I know in the aftermath, things sometimes land differently with certain people. And, because of that, I did call Coach Keats, and Kevin's a great friend. I love the guy, and definitely have so much respect and admiration, not just for him, but for his program. And that's what makes NC State different. I've worked at a lot of schools, and our administration, our fans, it's unique, to be at a school where you can go to a football game, a men's basketball, a women's basketball, a baseball game, a wrestling match, etc., and have a sold out crowd, and be able to cheer on a national champion in cross country and track and field and swimming. So it's impressive, and it's rare to be at a school like that. And so, yeah, it does irk me when people label us as a one sport school, because we're not. And I think the proof is in what I just said, the ability to be productive in so many sports. And it's a well-rounded athletic department full of competitive winning teams. And since I am the football coach, I'm going to defend my post for football. And that's what that was and will continue to be. I think this week is another great opportunity to play another really good football team in Miami. And they're athletic. They're very talented. They've always been that way. They're playing hard. When you watch them on offense, they're fast, which you'd expect. They're deep at the running back position. I think their offensive coordinator does a really good job. Their offensive line is big and well coached. And the receivers, as you would expect, are playmakers. Their defense is led by their defensive line, and they've got a freshman defensive lineman, 44. Bain is one of the best freshman D linemen I've ever seen. He is really playing well. A guy that you like watching, wish he's not on their sideline, but it's going to be a great opportunity to play against another great defensive lineman. The DBs are guys that can run and tackle and cover. And so another great opportunity, great challenge, and looking forward to it. Excited to have them here at night at Carter-Finley. And I know it'll be a great atmosphere. I know our fans will show up and help us, and we need your help. Last week, phenomenal crowd noise when we needed it for our defense at the end of that game. That was big. And so, just calling on you again to come be a part of winning a game, helping us win a game with your noise for our players and against theirs. And that's what this has to be for us to continue to grow as a program. Lastly, just want to thank the media on the call and off the call that have helped cover and support Peyton Gibbs and her efforts and her family's efforts. It's been awesome seeing that, and a lot of messages, emails, and letters coming our way, thanking us for that. But that's just the right thing to do. And so I know they're going to continue to battle back where they're at in Florida to get her back on the sideline. But just thank you guys for doing that. You don't have to. I know you get to pick what you write about and cover. And so to be a part of a feel-good story when it's not always that way means a lot to me. So thank you.